All right, well, praise the Lord. Let's go on to our next headline, folks. There's a lot of stuff to cover tonight. We're about to get into some nitty-gritty, if I can put it that way. Russia! Oh, dear. What's going on with the Ruskies? What's going on with the Vladimir Putin? Listen, Vladimir, is he off his rocker? Is he on to something? Is he ready to fight? Can they just watch the Rocky movie, talking about Obama and Putin, put on Rocky Part 3, I think that's what it is, Part 3 or Part 4, one of the Rockies. Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone, you know, Russia versus U.S. Maybe we could just have the two leaders go into a boxing ring and leave us out, because we keep on hearing talk about nuclear war. I don't like it. I don't want to talk about nuclear war. I don't want to talk about what I'm about to talk about. I have headlines concerning some of the safest places in the world to survive a third world war. I have another headline on here's everything you need to know if you want to live through a nuclear attack. And I have another headline stating that Vladimir Putin is now warning Americans that we are in impending and grave danger. Listen, Putin and Obama. Oh, if I could take you by the collar, I would right now. But just take my words as if I am taking you by the collar. Get into the boxing ring and you two duke it out. Do an arm wrestling match. Leave us out. And then whoever wins, wins. Oh, if only it was that easy. Let me read to you the headline, folks. U.S. nuclear war fears. Vladimir Putin warns Americans are in impending, and I'm quoting this. I'm not being bombastic. Impending and grave danger, unquote. Vladimir Putin has warned that we are in grave danger as he has accused the United States of lying over its nuclear capabilities and reveals Russia continues to develop new generation warfare. The Russian president issued the chilling warning to a group of journalists as he attempted to explain the reasons behind his country's actions in recent months. Maintaining a steely exterior, Mr. Putin discussed the potential start of a second Cold War and warned that the world is in grave danger. Ah, this is interesting, folks. He said, and I quote, "Major global conflicts have been avoided in the past few decades due to the geostrategic balance of power which used to exist. The two super nuclear powers essentially agreed to stop producing both offensive weaponry as well as defensive weaponry. It's not in my nature to scold someone, but when the United States unilaterally withdrew from the Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty, 1972, they delivered a colossal blow to the entire system of international security. That was the first blow when it comes to assessing the strategic balance of power in the world." Mr. Putin continues, "At that time in 2002, I said we will not be developing such systems also, because A, it is very expensive, and B, we aren't sure yet how they will work for the Americans." Vladimir Putin revealed how Russia has gone on to develop new weapons in response to continuing American developments. He accused the U.S. of rejecting Russian deals to cease weapon production and insists Russia can pinpoint when the U.S. will build a new missile that will directly threaten his country. Mr. Putin said, and I quote, "We told them about the reactionary measures we were going to take, and this is what we did. And I assure you that today we have had every success in that area. I'm not going to list everything. All that matters is we have modernized our military-industrial complex and we continue to develop new generation warfare. I'm not even going to mention systems against the missile defense system. No matter what we said to our American partners to curb the production of weaponry, they refused to cooperate with us. They rejected our offers and continued to do their own thing." See, I find this is fascinating to me. Because there have been reports coming out from mainstream media stating the exact opposite from the United States of America. The U.S. has virtually stated these same exact words with regards to explaining why Russia is being so aggressive. And now you have Russia stating that the ball's on our court. We're the one who is causing a stir. Saying it gently, putting it mildly. He goes on to say the following: "Some things I cannot tell you right now publicly. That would be rude of me. And whether or not you believe me, we offered real solutions to stop this. They rejected everything we had to offer." The U.S. moved nuclear weapons from Turkey to Romania earlier this year in response to threats from Iran. But Mr. Putin rubbished the American explanation, suggesting that the White House lied to Russia over the reasons behind the positioning of their missiles. He said, and I quote, this is Mr. Putin again, "So here we are today, and they've placed their missile defense system in Romania, always saying we must protect ourselves from the Iranian nuclear threat. Where's the threat? There's no Iranian nuclear threat. You even have an agreement with them, and the U.S. was the instigator of this agreement, where we helped. We supported it. I agree with the agreement because it eased tensions in the area. So President Obama can put this in his list of achievements. So the Iranian threat does not exist. But the missile defense systems are continuing to be positioned. That means we were right when we said that they are lying to us." Mr. Putin continues, "Their reasons were not genuine. In reference to the Iranian nuclear threat, once again, they lied to us. So they built this system and now they are being loaded with missiles." The Russian president added the U.S. missiles in Romania are being loaded with anti-missiles that can penetrate distances of up to 500 kilometers. He added, "But we know that technologies advance. We even know in which year the Americans will accomplish a new missile." I'm sure they do. They had good hacking abilities into our military infrastructure. He goes on to say, "Which will be able to penetrate distances of up to 1,000 kilometers and then even further." Oh dear. Listen, folks, this is, you heard it here. Come on. Vladimir Putin warns Americans and really the globe of impending and grave danger, literally accusing the United States of America of lying and possibly being the instigator of World War III, which would be an all-out nuclear war. With that being said, I found it important to share with you some information on surviving a nuclear attack. And also some safe places in the world, if you have an opportunity to move, where you probably would be able to survive a third world war. Are you ready? Oh dear. I'm telling you folks, listen, we're talking about signs of the times. We're talking about last days. We're talking about Bible prophecy. We know Russia is a powerhouse. We know that they have increased in their military arsenal. They have increased in their relations across the globe with nations that have a hegemonistic mindset towards the United States. We know that Vladimir Putin knows things about the Obama administration that would make Americans' toes curl up and hair grow out of the sides of their ears. Now listen, he knows. Because him and China, Russia and China, have hacked into the military infrastructure, into hardware and software. They've gone as far as going into the Oval Office and getting information. Now, if you remember, Josh Earnest said this way over a year ago. When that happened, when the news broke of this horrific hacking that was on the level of Pearl Harbor, World War II style warfare in the infrastructure, in the World Wide Web system. I don't say in the World Wide Web, but just between infrastructures and hardware and software when it comes to our sensitive material and information in the United States of America. All we were told from Josh Earnest, the mouthpiece of the White House at the time, all that we were told from the Obama administration was what? All they got was Obama's golf schedule. That's it. That's all they got was Obama's golf schedule. No, they didn't. They got a lot of things. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again, folks. I wouldn't be surprised if Vladimir Putin, the Russian government, and even Chinese government may have the nuke codes to the United States of America. Now, if you remember as well, there was a few months ago, and we reported it here at Open Your Eyes People, that there were Russian submarines. I don't mind a sub. I'll have a turkey sub, a ham sub, you know. I like Subway. But don't talk to me about a submarine from Russia underneath the waters of the Atlantic, chopping at our cables, and all you got was, again, here we go, you know, Josh Earnest and some of the mouthpieces over in the White House saying it's not a big deal. That's, you know, they're just here, but they're not here. They're here, but, you know, what's on TV? That's basically what they said. They didn't say anything. Russia's been on top of it. They are strategically planning for an all-out war. Open Your Eyes People is an end-time publication broadcast with specific focus on the signs of the times, end of the age, the day of the Lord quickly approaching. This is Evangelist Anita Fuentes. Open Your Eyes People brings you the latest in breaking news world headlines matching Bible prophecy. God said in Isaiah chapter 46 verses 9 through 10 that He declares the end from the beginning. Are we living in the last days? Is all that is happening been prophesied in the Bible? Are we the last generation? Are we headed for the greatest tribulation that the world has ever seen? These and many more questions are answered on the Spirit-led broadcast. With over 180 nations tuning in each week, it's no wonder God is using this broadcast to see hundreds come to salvation each week, rededicate their lives, and sharpen their walk in the narrow way. We need your help. We cannot do this alone. We need your help to keep and expand the work of this broadcast ministry to reach even more souls. The time is short and the day is dawning. Donate today. www.emof.org. That is www.emof.org. We need your donations. Visit us today.